Now, the gift with the self same spirit is the gift of prophecy, and that is huge because prophecy means you can foretell what is going to happen. You see, God gives the gifts, and prophecy is usually lined up in a way that you can talk about somebody's life in the future that lines up with the Word of God. In other words, God will show you something about something that lines up with His Word, and a prophecy lines up with God's words. And I want to talk about this gift of prophecy. The gift of prophecy is not preaching, even though a preacher can preach some things that foretells what's going to happen to you if you don't listen. They sometimes work in conjunction with each other, but it's not the same thing. You can also preach by inspiration, that God just gives you a word, and that word, as you preach it, it foretells what's going to happen. But a prophecy stands by itself. And a prophecy, I must tell you this, because there are a lot of false prophets going around, and the longer I serve God and the closer I get to God, is the more you notice false prophets. And so I want to talk about that in the next clip. So bear in mind, the gifts of prophecy is very important. It is important in being able to understand the plans that God has for you and the booby traps the enemy is setting for you. You can give somebody hope, you can give somebody warning, you can give somebody confirmation because of that gift of prophecy. And the prophecy always lines up with the Word of God. And if anybody prophesies otherwise, they're not a true prophet of God. And so let me explain even in a deeper vein that in prophesying, it is almost like a word of knowledge, except a word of knowledge tells you what is happening right now and even what has happened. But a prophecy tells you what will come in the future. And so keep your ears open. When a prophet prophesies, the only condition you have in that prophecy coming through is to keep close to God, is to follow the words of the prophet, and God will have to make whatever the prophet says come to pass. In other words, a prophet prophesies if you remain faithful to God, true to God, you will be successful in business, in land, and in finances, in marriage. Then you remain true to God and watch the prophecy comes to pass. But if you do all manners of evil and get into satanic stuff and so on, you've just killed a prophecy. Tomorrow we talk about discerning of spirits. God bless you.